The Lord has instructed me to deliver this urgent word to you. You are about to move, and you will not turn back. This is not a coincidence, not a random moment. There is a divine movement unfolding in heaven, and the angels have already begun to reveal it. Do not ignore this sign. Today, I will show you a spiritual glimpse of the place where you will live, a place already prepared for you, a place where peace, stability, and abundance await. But there's one important detail. This change will be sudden, and there will be no return. If you're not spiritually alert, you could miss the blessing. Listen with an open soul. This revelation isn't for everyone. It's for you, for the one who has felt the stirring, the quiet pull that says, "My time here is over." You no longer belong where you are, and something greater is calling you forward. This message carries the power to change your destiny. Stay until the end and write in the comments, "I accept the divine move," or "I trust in God's plans." This activates what heaven is preparing to release over you. Heavenly warning, change is imminent. Have you felt it? That strange discomfort? A silent pressure that makes your current surroundings feel small or stifling. That's not your imagination, it's divine discomfort. God has begun to shake your comfort zone because His promise cannot be fulfilled where you are now. The atmosphere has changed. The people around you no longer understand your vision. What once brought you joy now feels hollow. That is the first sign. It's heaven's language, calling you to movement. But be careful. Not everyone needs this call. Many ignore it and they stay in places where their soul begins to wither. You will not. This is not to scare you. It's to prepare you. Because when God moves, He moves with purpose, and you are being repositioned. This move is not only physical, it's spiritual, emotional, financial, and it's about to begin. God asked me to deliver this word to you because your soul cannot remain in the same place. You're beginning to sense it, aren't you? That inner stirring, that air of change. Heaven is preparing your departure. There is a new land, a new home, a new chapter waiting for you. Angels have already begun to reveal signs, images of the place you'll soon call home. If you're hearing this message, this is not a coincidence. This is a heavenly call, a spiritual code being activated in your soul. You may not see it with your physical eyes, but your spirit has begun to perceive it. And if you listen closely and remain open, you'll realize nothing will ever be the same again. Now listen closely and write again in the comments, "I accept the divine move," or "I trust in God's plans." That declaration activates the shift that is already in motion around you. Have you noticed it? Tasks that once flowed now feel difficult. Doors that once opened easily now remain shut. People who once resonated with you no longer understand you. This is not rejection. It is divine redirection. When God prepares to move you, He starts with holy discomfort. It's His sacred way of nudging you forward, awakening you, and preparing you for what's next. Your spirit has already received heaven's notification, even if your mind is still catching up. You are being pulled by an invisible force from above, and you mustn't resist it. What lies ahead is far greater than anything you're leaving behind. Sometimes the land we once thrived in becomes dry and barren. And if we remain too long, our spirit withers with it. That's why God is saying today, arise. Change is imminent. I'm taking you to a place where peace will dwell, where provision flows freely, where your smile returns and your soul sings again. Don't fear the transition. When it comes, it will be swift. And when it happens, you'll know that God had it prepared all along. A prophetic vision of your new home. Close your eyes for a moment. Listen to the whisper of the Spirit. You may see a different house, a peaceful place, an atmosphere unfamiliar to your senses, but deeply known to your soul. That is not your imagination. It is a prophetic vision, and your move is about to begin. Many believers assume that visions are only received by prophets or spiritual leaders, but that's not true. God communicates with all of His children, and when He wants to announce a new beginning, He often uses images, sensations, and fleeting moments that echo like divine whispers from heaven. If you've recently dreamed of moving, if you've envisioned new paths in your thoughts, or if something deep within you has started to imagine a place that feels unfamiliar yet comforting, do not ignore it. You are receiving a spiritual photograph of your destiny. And it's not just any destination. It's the place where you will heal, where your heart will laugh again without fear. It's where your body will grow stronger, and where the prayers you whispered years ago will finally be answered. This is not simply about relocating houses or cities. This is a change of soul, a spiritual leap into a new dimension where everything flows differently, where there is heavenly order, where the enemy holds no keys, and God rules over every corner. Do you remember imagining yourself living in peace, away from noise, anxiety, and surrounded by people who truly value you? That was not a fantasy. It was a glimpse from heaven, a prophetic foretaste. And let me remind you, God never reveals what He does not intend to fulfill. If He allowed you to see that place, if He planted that vision in your spirit, it's because it already exists. Angels have been dispatched to prepare the path. Provision is already waiting for you there. People aligned with your destiny are ready to enter your story. And most importantly, you cannot remain where you are. Don't settle for what is old. Don't listen to voices that say, you're dreaming too much. You're dreaming exactly what heaven has already decreed. If this vision has stirred something inside you, if you've ever seen that place in dreams or passing thoughts, write in the comments, that place is already waiting for me. Write with boldness. To declare is to activate. There is an angel's whisper announcing your move. Not everyone hears it, but you do. This whisper isn't from the world. It doesn't come from people, restlessness, or worry. It's a whisper from heaven. And lately, when all is quiet, you've heard it. A gentle voice saying, "Get ready. Something new is coming. This is not your final place." That's not noise. That's divine direction. The angels have been activated on your behalf, and one of them has been assigned solely to this mission, to announce your move. Yes, angels don't only protect, they also proclaim. Just as Gabriel appeared to Mary to announce her transformation, so too this angel has whispered to your soul, your change is coming. Maybe you heard it as a thought, maybe a phrase someone said, pierced your heart. Or maybe it came during a moment of prayer, when your entire body trembled. That was the whisper. And when an angel speaks, it's not just to inform, it's to activate a season. This whisper is the sign that everything is already in motion. The keys, the doors, the alignments, the spiritual transportation. Nothing is improvised. Every step you are about to take has already been written in the heavens. But here is the most important truth. The angel can announce, but you must respond. God doesn't force. He invites, he guides, and then he waits for your yes. If this message resonates with you, if this whisper has touched your soul, respond in faith. Write in the comments, I hear the whisper, I am ready to move. Let heaven see your heart. Activate the movement. Because what's coming is not small, it's destiny, it's calling. It's your promise. In the midst of everyday noise, routines, anxious thoughts, and fears of the heart, there is a gentle voice. Most won't hear it, but you have begun to feel it. It is the whisper of an angel, a messenger sent by God to declare a sacred word. Your time here is over. Your move is underway. This angel does not shout. He does not rattle walls or crack the sky with thunder. He speaks soul. He speaks when you are alone, when silence settles, when your eyes are closed. But your spirit is fully awake. And his message is crystal clear. Prepare yourself. Where you are is no longer where you should remain. Heaven is orchestrating your departure. You may have sensed it in thoughts that repeated inexplicably, in a song lyric that pierced your heart, in a dream of a suitcase, a road, an open door. Don't dismiss it. When an angel whispers, it's because a command has been issued from the throne. God has signed your new season. He has established the date, the place, the path, and has sent this angel to slowly reveal each step to come. Now listen well to this spiritual law. God reveals what he is ready to activate. If he showed you the movement, if the angel has begun to speak, it's because the transition is imminent. But there's more. The enemy has also heard the whisper. That's why lately you've felt emotional pressure, weariness, doubt, or sudden longing for your past. This isn't random. It's spiritual resistance. The enemy knows that once you step into the place God has appointed, your life will never be the same. So he tries to distract you, to tether you to the old, to anchor you in fear. But he cannot stop what God has declared. You are not alone. That angel, the one who whispers, is with you now. He goes ahead of you, surrounds you, marks your steps, and clears the way. He will show you the signs, warn you when to move, and protect you every moment of the journey. And when you finally arrive, you will know that the whole time, you were guided by a heavenly voice. Write it now. I hear the whisper. I am ready to move. This is your faith. This is your yes. And when you activate your faith, heaven moves in power. God is already arranging your departure in secret. While you sleep, while you go about your daily routines, while everything seems unchanged, he is already working. He doesn't need to announce it loudly. He doesn't need anyone's permission because the greatest works of heaven always begin in secret. Your exit, your relocation, your new beginning is already in process. You won't see it trending online. You won't hear it from others. You'll witness it suddenly, like rain that appears without warning, like a door that opens without being touched. God is moving people in your favor right now. He's removing obstacles you didn't even see. He's aligning timing, orchestrating encounters, preparing resources with divine precision. Because when God plans a divine move, nothing is wasted. Every detail is covered. And the most important part? You said yes, and now all of heaven moves with you. God doesn't need your permission to begin working, but He does need your faith to complete what He has started. There are situations not unfolding as you expected, doors that closed without warning, relationships that turned cold, projects that once seemed solid but suddenly stopped moving forward. This isn't punishment, it's divine relocation. God is shutting down what no longer serves your purpose so He can open the way to what does. He's allowing discomfort to rise so that you no longer desire to remain where you are. And He's doing it in secret, because some blessings must be protected from sabotage. If everyone knew what God was preparing for you, many would try to block it. That's why He works silently. And while it may look like nothing is happening, everything is being restructured in the invisible. When you least expect it, you'll receive a call, an invitation, or an unexpected opportunity, and you'll realize this wasn't luck. This was heaven's plan all along. So remain in faith. Don't grow impatient. Don't look back and don't doubt. If this message confirms what you've already been sensing, declare it with faith in the comments. God is working in secret for me. Because when you acknowledge the invisible, you become a part of the miracle. Clear signs that you no longer belong where you are. There are moments when no prophetic word is needed because the signs around you are already crystal clear. You don't need anyone to tell you that something has shifted. You feel it. You live it. You endure it every day. 1. Emotional disconnection. What once inspired you now feels heavy. Conversations with close people feel shallow. Your spirit no longer resonates with what once brought you joy. 2. Constant fatigue. Your environment feels heavier. Even simple tasks are draining. You sense something inside whispering, I can't be here anymore. 3. Restlessness and reflection. You question your routine. You ask, why am I still here? Why does every day feel the same? These questions are nudges from the Spirit, calls to awaken your awareness. 4. Feeling invisible or misunderstood. People no longer receive you as they once did. Your ideas seem ignored. It feels like you're speaking a different language, as if no one sees the greatness within you. That's not coincidence. It's divine redirection. 5. A shifting atmosphere. It's not that the place is bad, it's just that your time there is over. When a cycle ends, the soul begins to wither if it stays too long. 6. Persistent dreams of something greater. You begin dreaming of a new beginning, of peace, of a life that seems distant, yet won't leave your thoughts. These dreams are not random. They are divine callings, spiritual codes sent from heaven. When God is preparing to move you, He first disconnects your spirit from your current environment. Even if you try to adapt, nothing fits anymore. And in that moment, God speaks. You're not being ungrateful for wanting to leave. You're being obedient for listening to my voice. Stop ignoring the signs. They're not meant to confuse you. They're heaven's confirmation that your transition has already been activated. If you believe it, write in the comments, "I don't belong here anymore. I'm ready for the new." When you declare it, you affirm it. And when you affirm it, heaven aligns in your favor. The numbers that reveal the time of your transfer. God speaks in many ways, through words, visions, and even numbers. Have you been seeing specific numbers over and over again? On clocks, receipts, license plates, or in dreams? It's not a coincidence. It's a spiritual language. Numbers are prophetic codes that unlock times and seasons. When God is about to move you, He often reveals the code of transfer. People frequently report seeing 1111, a divine portal signaling a sudden spiritual shift. 1212, alignment with divine structure and new beginnings. 777, completion, perfection, and heaven's stamp of approval. 888 or 8088, new beginnings, resurrection, and multiplied provision. Every time you see these numbers and feel something stir in your soul, it's heaven counting down to your new season. God is marking the moment. Don't brush it off. These numbers are not coincidences. They are heaven's loving warnings. Don't be late to the place I prepared for you. If you're seeing these codes, then this word is for you. And if these signs have stirred something inside you and you're seeking deeper guidance, don't ignore this opportunity. In moments like this, when life feels unclear and the signals are hard to interpret, you need more than hope. You need divine understanding. If you've been seeing repetitive numbers or feel this message was meant for you, comment with faith. I see the number. I know heaven is speaking to me. When you recognize the sign, you activate heaven's perfect timing. Repetitive dreams, a spiritual map to your future home. There are nights when you fall asleep weary and unsettled, but once your eyes close, your soul travels. You dream of places you've never been, but feel strangely familiar. Streets you've never walked. Houses you've never lived in. Landscapes you haven't seen with your eyes, but somehow recognize as home. That's not imagination. It's a spiritual map. When your dreams begin repeating with similar images, open doors, staircases, large windows, packed suitcases, unfamiliar paths, or even plane rides, heaven is revealing a prophetic destination. God doesn't speak without purpose. When He plans to relocate someone, He first shows them where they're going, in the language of the Spirit. It's in dreams that your soul begins exploring the new season before your body arrives. It's as if heaven is saying, "Look where I'm taking you." So when it manifests, you'll recognize it. Some dream of traveling, moving, or entering new spaces. Others see spacious homes, gardens, or sunlit rooms they can't explain. And even without knowing why, they wake up at peace. That's the sign. God is showing you the architecture of the place already prepared for you. He does this so that when the call to move arrives, you'll remember and respond. I've seen this before. I've been there in spirit. If you've been dreaming of new places or having recurring visions, write this in the comments with faith. My dreams are signs. I am seeing my future home. Because what you see in the spirit, you will soon step into reality. That place is already being prepared for you in silence, while you cry in secret, while you carry uncertainty. While the world sees no change, heaven is arranging your arrival. There is a place already being prepared for you, a place you have not yet stepped into physically, but one your spirit has already begun to visit. God doesn't improvise. He won't throw you into the unknown, nor will He shift your season without first arranging the destination. Even if everything seems unclear right now, He is meticulously ordering every detail of your arrival. Perhaps today you are surrounded by chaos. You may feel trapped in an environment that is hostile, dry, and exhausting. Maybe it seems like life has passed you by, that opportunities are gone, and that your time has run out. But heaven carries a different version of your story. One that is quiet, hidden, yet full of divine purpose. At this very moment, as you read these words, God is using people you've never even met to prepare that new place. They're cleaning, rebuilding, restoring spaces that will welcome you soon. Maybe it's a house, a community, a country, or perhaps it's a state of being. A soul-deep place of calm, fulfillment, and abundance. God knew that without certain disruptions you wouldn't move. You would cling to the familiar, to what no longer serves you but still offers the illusion of comfort. So He began to disrupt your environment, to dislodge you from the ordinary and reposition you toward your promise. Maybe you lost a friendship. Maybe your secure job ended without warning. Maybe an opportunity you waited and prayed for vanished unexpectedly. You cried. You doubted. You felt lost. But what you couldn't see is that heaven was protecting you. It was all part of the push. God gently saying, "Don't settle here. What I have ahead is better." God knows how comfort can become a cage, and when He wants to promote you, He first makes you uncomfortable, not to harm you, but to set you free. You asked for a new season. You prayed for purpose. You longed for abundance and peace. And now, everything is aligning to take you there. The challenge? The process doesn't always feel like a blessing. Sometimes it feels like a loss. Sometimes it feels like silence. But from heaven's view, it is a sacred choreography, an invisible map guiding you to your promised place. You are not being rejected. You are being redirected. You are not losing. You are being positioned. You are not in chaos. You are in transition. And when you embrace this, you stop resisting and you start flowing. Let this be etched into your heart. Not everything that hurts is the enemy. Sometimes it is God pushing you toward your purpose. If this message confirms what you've been sensing, declare it now with faith. Everything is pushing me toward the place God has for me. Your new promised land is real, and it is full of peace and prosperity. You didn't go through all that pain just to survive. You weren't refined in the fire just to remain where you are. God didn't allow betrayal, tears, or dark nights only to leave you at the edge of breakthrough. Everything you suffered was part of your preparation, part of the training to inherit the land. Yes, there is a place, a physical, emotional, and spiritual territory that bears your name, an inheritance written into your destiny before you were born. And that place is saturated in peace, not the fleeting peace the world gives, but the unshakable peace that only comes from heaven. A calm that settles your spirit, silences fear, and realigns your thoughts. A peace not rooted in circumstances, but in the very presence of God. In this new land, prosperity will not be a distant dream. It will be your reality. You won't lack. You won't live in anxiety. You will not measure yourself by others or chase what belongs to someone else. You will be blessed in your measure, with provision, rest, healthy relationships, and unwavering stability. This place will not be just a roof over your head. It will be an atmosphere of continual blessing. Never forget, the people of Israel did not cross the wilderness by accident. They crossed to arrive at a land flowing with milk and honey, a land wide, fruitful, and abundant. And so will you. You too have crossed your own desert. Your years of struggle were not in vain. You are on the brink of entering your personal Canaan, your promised land. But there's something you must understand. Not everyone who leaves the desert enters the promise. Some stay stuck, overwhelmed by doubt, fear, and a longing for the past. You cannot be one of them. You were marked to enter, to receive, to settle, and to rest. If this message is stirring something deep within you, if your spirit says, "I know that place exists," then respond. Declare it with faith in the comments. I am ready to enter my promised land. It's not just quiet belief or passive waiting. It's bold, active obedience, even when the path is unclear. 1. Prepare what you already have. Start packing, even if you don't know your destination yet. Organize your documents, clean your space, take one tangible step forward. That movement in the natural activates the spiritual. It says to God, I believe in your promise so much that I'm preparing for it as if it's already here. 2. Declare what you don't yet see. Words carry creative power. Say it aloud. I'm about to move. My new season has begun. I'm ready to enter my promised land. You're creating an atmosphere of faith that welcomes the miracle. 3rd, sow in faith, sow time. Sow obedience, sow resources, sow belief even when it's hard. When you obey in the unseen, you trigger movement in the invisible realm. 4th, let go of what no longer belongs to you. You cannot carry the old into the new. Let go of habits, people, places, or mindsets that God has already released you from. Sometimes the only thing delaying heaven is your unwillingness to loosen your grip. Here's the key truth. You're not waiting on God. He's waiting on your act of faith. And that act doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be real. If this message is awakening something inside you, if you know you need to move, say it now. Today I activate my faith. I'm ready for my divine move. Prepare now, because God will move. Suddenly God is moving quickly. And when He does, there will be no warning. There will be no time to make lists or gather opinions. His shift will come like a lightning strike. When heaven decides, it happens instantly. Just like in the book of Exodus, when God told the Israelites, "Eat quickly, wear your shoes, hold your staff, because the departure will be sudden." That's how it will be for you. One moment, it's business as usual. The next, heaven says, it's time. The move will be quick. The relocation will be sudden. The door will open without warning. And if you're not wearing your spiritual shoes, you'll be left staring at what you were supposed to leave behind. Don't be like Lot's wife. She hesitated. She looked back. And she became frozen in her past. The Holy Spirit is speaking. Get your affairs in order. Let go of what burdens you. Forgive what still binds you. Close unresolved chapters. Release what no longer serves you. Think like someone who's moving, not from hype, but from holy preparation, because when the time comes, you'll have to move in faith without visible guarantees. And only those prepared internally and externally will cross into their new territory. This is not the time for doubt. This is not the time for comfort. This is a time for prophetic action. If you feel this message is for you, if something inside you is shouting, "I'm close," declare with authority in the comments, "I am prepared. I move when God says." There are movements God doesn't announce. He just executes. And you are about to experience one of them. It will be a divine relocation, a sudden shift. An answer that seemed far away will fall into your hands like lightning from the sky. God is moving quickly, and He will not move by your schedule, your plans, or your human timelines. He moves by His kairos, His appointed moment when no one expects it, not even you. So, are you ready? Because what's coming won't give you time to prepare. You need to be ready now. With a honed spirit, healed emotions, a willing heart, and inner bags already packed. When God says, "Move," I will move. My spirit is prepared for the unexpected, because the one who is ready enters, and the one who doubts is left behind. A spiritual snapshot of where you're going. We've reached the most powerful moment of this prophetic message, the instant where the invisible becomes visible, where everything you've sensed in your spirit for months or even years begins to take form. This is the spiritual snapshot of the place you are about to inhabit. I'm not talking about a physical photograph. This isn't something you can print or save to your phone. It's an internal vision, a divine portrait placed inside of you by God. You've felt it. You've dreamed about it. You've imagined it without knowing why. That place that continues to surface in your thoughts, that home your heart longs for, the atmosphere of peace, order, and divine blessing, that is the place. It's where you'll breathe again without fear, where anxiety will leave you, where what seemed lost will be rebuilt. This isn't just a destination. It's a prophetic territory where your purpose, your peace, and your provision align. Heaven has chosen to show it to you through dreams, through deep impressions, through flashes of vision, so that when you arrive, you will know it. What does that spiritual snapshot look like? It's the kind of place that brings rest at the mere thought of it, an environment where everything feels in order, even though you haven't arrived yet, a space where you smile without trying, because God's presence dwells there. And when you step into it, you won't need a sign. Your spirit will whisper, "This is it." But here's the warning. Many reach the threshold of this promised place and turn back, paralyzed by fear, held by doubt, unprepared in spirit. You won't be one of them. You will step in. You will inhabit that land bearing your name. And when your foot touches that soil, you'll know it was worth every tear, every delay, every rejection, every closed door, every silent night. It was all leading here. Now declare this with authority. I am ready to inhabit my promised place. I recognize the spiritual picture. I know my time has come. You didn't get here by chance. This wasn't a random scroll or a curious click. Heaven led you to this word. God is speaking, preparing you for the greatest spiritual and physical move of your life. Everything you felt in your soul, everything you've seen in secret, every stirring in your spirit in recent days is now making sense. You're about to be taken to the place God designed just for you, a space where you'll rest, where you'll flourish, where you'll live the very prayers you whispered through tears. But hear this clearly. This is more than a message. It's an activation. God has already begun arranging the details. He has allowed everything not meant for your next chapter to fall away. And now, he says, arise. It is your time. There's no more room for doubt, no more turning back. The spiritual train is at your feet. Step on with faith, because what's coming is greater than anything you lost. If this word has pierced your heart, if every chapter has felt like your present reality, then activate your faith now. Declare in the comments, I accept this divine change. I am ready to live my promise. I trust in God's plans. These aren't just feel-good phrases. They are spiritual decrees that open doors in the unseen realm. If this word touched you, share it. Someone else needs it too. And subscribe so you never miss the next divine revelation that could shape your future. Because remember, God doesn't send the same message twice. Today was your call. Now heaven is waiting for your answer.